Meet the Laser Commando, a badass guy with some badass guns. Hello there YouTube, and welcome to my latest Fallout 4 build, the Laser Commando. The Laser Commando is a man who has decided to devote himself to furthering the cause of the Brotherhood of Steel. He primarily does this by vaporizing anyone who stands in their way. Although the Laser Commando relies mainly on brute force to solve his problems, he is also gifted with an incredible intellect, which helps him to analyse combat situations, modify his gear to its optimum condition, and, on occasion, allows him to come up with a more long-term plan than just shoot the bad guys. The Laser Commando has a strength of 5, giving him access to both armourer and heavy guns. Having a good strength stat not only helps to signify the build's high level of fitness, but also gives an acceptable carry weight for when you're not in power armour. Perception is one of your dump stats and is therefore at 1. You don't need high accuracy with this build, as you will spend half your time filling the air with laser beams. Chances are that some of your shots will hit what you're aiming at. Endurance is your second highest stat, sitting at a hefty 8 points. We don't actually use high endurance perks, but the stat is great for making our build a real tank that can deal with anything that comes his way. Charisma is our other dump stat. For the Laser Commando, problems are solved with actions, not words. Our highest special attribute is Intelligence at 9. We are taking several perks from this tree, and it also stops our character from feeling just like a mindless weapon. Agility is at 2, simply so we have access to the Commando perk. Without this, the build would just be the laser guy. Doesn't really have the same ring to it. We start at Luck 2 and boost it up to 3 with Special Book in Sanctuary. This will give us access to the Bloody Mess perk, which is great for just a flat damage boost. The perks for this build are Commando, Scrounger, Bloody Mess, Gun Nut, Science, Armourer, Scrapper, Nuclear Physicist, Life Giver, Toughness, and Heavy Gunner. Commando is the cornerstone of this build. We use automatic weapons as our main source of dealing damage. The power of automatic weapons in Fallout 4 can be absolutely staggering at times, and the only major downside is ammo consumption. Fortunately, we have Scrounger to restock our weapons and make sure we aren't having to go to the shops after every fight. This will also give us the chance to find fusion cores randomly in any objects that can store ammo. On to Bloody Mess. Damage boost, combat build, enough said. Gun Nut, Science and Armourer are all used to ensure that our weapons and armour are at maximum effectiveness. As we will be doing a fair amount of weapons and armour modding, including power armour, taking Scrapper means we aren't constantly rummaging through ruins with that one extra screw that you always end up needing otherwise. Nuclear Physicist will make power armour usage much more viable, especially early on in the game when it is harder to come across fusion cores. Life Giver and Toughness both ensure that the build never has to worry too much about running headfirst into combat. The health regen given by the 3rd rank of Life Giver also makes it my favourite of all of the endurance perks. Finally, Heavy Gunner increases the number of weapons in our arsenal that we can use effectively. Nothing is quite as satisfying as annihilating a super mutant camp in seconds with the devastating power of a Gatling laser. The Laser Commander will be siding with the Brotherhood of Steel and no one else. He doesn't care in the slightest about the other factions and views them all as either insignificant or enemies. Although this build is perfectly capable of going one-on-one with anything in the wasteland, if you do want some backup, then Paladin Dance is the perfect companion to help you cleanse the Commonwealth. Your main base of operations will be the Predwin, and there's no real base building elements to this character. Feel free to modify some settlements as you wish, but it's not really a concern to the Laser Commando. For gear, you will want a full suit of Brotherhood T60 Model F. The Brotherhood will give you a suit of T60 power armour, so from there you just need to upgrade it. I went with vented legs, a targeting helmet and a jetpack, but ultimately the modifications are for whatever you think will be most suitable in a combat situation. Under your power armour, you will want a Brotherhood uniform and full combat armour, which will be painted in Brotherhood of Steel colours of course. For your primary weapon, you will want a fully upgraded laser rifle with an improved automatic barrel. As secondary weapons, I suggest an automatic plasma rifle and a minigun. For any big fights, or when you know you will be going up against a particularly challenging enemy, make sure to bring along your Gatling laser. I would advise avoiding the charging barrels, as you want to be filling the air with a wall of laser beams, and the firing rate is reduced too dramatically by the mod to keep up with the spirit of this build. I hope you all enjoyed this build about a heavy hitter for the Brotherhood. Leave in the comments below if you're going to use this build, if you have any build suggestions, or just any thoughts you have on the video in general. I'm hoping to be able to upload a build every week or so in the future, so leave a thumbs up if you want to see more. It really lets me know what to prioritise. Once again, thanks for watching, and subscribe.